So welcome back to the NightChild Reviews Prince, and we're looking at Prince's greatest B-sides. Now amidst all this kind of thunder and lightning that we're having at the moment, I've been listening to a song called Feel You Up. Now Prince doesn't want to do anything else, he just wants to feel you up. Now this is a song from 1989, it's from the Batman era, and it was the B-side to the Party Man single. Now it was released around the same time as songs like the Scandalous Sex Suite, which is a great collection, the song Sex, so it's clearly an erotic time for Prince at this time. Now, originally the song dates all the way back to 1981. Prince worked on it again in 1986. It was originally going to be part of the Camille album, which later became the Crystal Ball album, lots of different configurations. But this is an edited version, the actual version that's on the B-side, but there is a longer version called The Long Stroke. Now this is the version I love the most. Now this has some of my favourite kind of lines from Prince ever on this. It really does. There's a part in The Long Stroke where Prince sings, "In times of trouble, I'll be right there on the double, because whatever you want, whatever you need, oh baby, you can count on me, because I'm a funky man, yay, I'm a funky man, yeah." It's brilliant, and Prince definitely is a funky man, and this song really lives up to that, definitely. Now, wow, this song is basically pure, well, sex. It's pure sex. Ultimately, Prince doesn't want a conversation. Prince doesn't want small talk or even your money. You know, Prince just wants to feel you up. Prince dispenses with the pleasantries immediately from the first verse. Prince sings, "I've been thinking you for such a long time, but you don't even know that I'm alive. Something about the way you walk just really blows my mind. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of all this jive. Okay? Let me touch your body, baby. Let me feel you up." Prince is straight in there. You know, direct. This is a song with some songs have different meanings and kind of double meanings. This is, you know, boom, straight in there. It really is. There's a directness to it. It really is, both in the song structure and the musicality of it. Prince talks about, you know, he doesn't want your credit cards. He just wants to feel you up. He doesn't want a one-night stand. He doesn't want to be your man. He just wants to feel you up. He's very clear and very precise on what it is exactly he wants. Now musically, there's a very sparse kind of drum programming on this song. There's a touch of rising synths as you get into the chorus, and every time you get to a chorus, these synths kind of rise up, and that really works well. Prince's voice is distorted. It's kind of not like full-on Camille, but it is kind of, you know, a little altered, a little different to normal. That's nice bass work as well. I think about sort of 1 minute in, you hear this bass work, and it goes throughout the song, but it's really nice bass work. It works really well. And there's also this kind of, I don't know what you call it, like kind of little kind of almost xylophone-esque kind of keyboard effect going through the song, which very much in the background, which really works really well. So you listen to that and listen to the bass runs, the little bass runs, and those things going on in the background add a bit of sort of depth to the composition. They kind of really add a kind of bottom range to the whole thing. Now, I've also got to say there's some interesting work being done just generally with Prince's voice, where he sort of does a kind of call response aspect where Prince sings and then he'll kind of sing against himself, and he'll use both, you know, his background vocals and they'll come in and kind of compete with each other, and it just really works so well for such a sparse song. It's also around 1 minute 56 that Prince's voice starts to kind of rise. He really starts to push his voice, and it's this song, certainly the edited version, builds and builds kind of climactically, and Prince's voice gets more and more urgent as the song goes on. He pushes it more and more, and it becomes more and more kind of energized, and it pushes it almost to climax, you could say. Now there's a great part about sort of 2 minutes 2 in where Prince just really pushes his voice and says, "What's the verdict? I don't like suspense. How can you resist my burning touch?" Which is fantastic. There's, like I said, there's nice kind of vocal work generally on this. But it's also interesting, this is one of those songs where Prince has really made it minimal. There's very little to it, and yet it's a very simple song, and it's actually a very simple intent of the song, but the actual message is very simple. But often, I think, in Prince's song, it's the simplicity that sometimes makes it genius. You think of certain songs like When Doves Cry, or you think of, you know, various other songs where he's kept it really simple, and that in itself kind of makes it the genius it is, having the space in between the notes, the space in between the drums, and not feeling the need to kind of fill every moment of recording with sound or anything like that. And it's quite interesting that this kind of minimalist funk, this kind of you know, very sort of stripped down, you know, not lots of little bells and whistles work, often produces some of Prince's greatest tracks. It really does. The simplicity in his key just really works. So I've got to say, this is a great song. This is kind of one of those songs that I first got into Prince in 1989. So this is one of the first kind of B-sides I heard at the time it was released. So it always has kind of, you know, a special place in my heart. I remember 1989 incredibly well, the time of Batman, the time of Party Man, the time of the Scandalous Sex Suite, and all these things pulled together, and this kind of really brings me back to that time.